Welcome to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament. We come to you from Kansas City, and here in the first round, it's the 15-seed Kansas State taking on the 10-seed BYU. We come to you from T-Mobile Center, and we get ready for more battles in the Big 12. Earlier today, it was Arizona State knocking off Baylor 83-79, and they will match up with Iowa State. So the Sun Devils and Bobby Hurley advance, and then Miller and Chom combined for 25 and 24, and Cincinnati just does get past Utah. And we check out the brackets now. Here's how it sets up. Second round action, it'll be Cincinnati against UCF. As mentioned, Iowa State and Arizona State. The winner of this one will take on West Virginia. Still to come, Colorado and Oklahoma State, and they will take on TCU tomorrow. And welcome courtside, everybody. John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla. Angel Gray will join us coming up. Let's start with this matchup. K-State and BYU, and this should be fun. K-State likes to get up and down.
Yeah, and it's been a tumultuous year. Matt Driscoll trying to keep this team together. And BYU coming off a big win over Texas Tech. We were in Provo Saturday night. A little momentum going into the Big 12 tournament for the Cougars.
A.J. DeBonsa was not named Player of the Year. Was named Freshman of the Year. He leads Division I in scoring. He is some kind of player.
24 times this year. He's gone for 20 or more. A high of 43 against Utah.
And away we go here in Kansas City. And it's Nate Johnson taking it away from Rob Wright. And Kansas State controls. K-State in the purple and BYU in the white. So our third of 4 games here in Kansas City on day one. Kamari McGriff looking for some help right here. And then a cut. Haggerty lost it out of bounds. And it'll be BYU basketball. All right, the BYU starting 5. Wright, DeBonsa, Kostic gets another start. Keita and Moo Davis. Remember, Richie Saunders done for the year following that ACL injury.
Well, the big 3 has become a big 2, and they're going to hook up right here.
Rob Wright off the mark. And K-State the other way. Here is P.J. Haggerty. He bears watching. This is a guy that can really fill it up.
Oh, and that's why Moo Davis, John, is guarding him. We saw Moo really turn up the defense against Christian Anderson Saturday night.
Haggerty puts it on the floor. Couple of ball fakes. And then they turn it over. Let's check in with Angel Gray.
Guys, for BYU, Robert Wright III is like a Swiss Army knife. And when I was talking to him, I asked him does he look overlooked with his impressive number. He leads the team in assists. He also is second in scoring, but he said he does not feel like he is overlooked. As an undersized guard, he always feels like he has something to prove. He said that mentality specifically has come from him being the eldest of 10 siblings. He said, I had to deal with how many personalities to put together and how to get one goal, the common thread to come together. He said with BYU, that's why he is a better point guard in this position.
He had 23 in the second half in the win against Texas Tech. Keita follows his own miss with a stuff, and BYU starts the scoring.
And let me add to that, Angel, because as you know, he played high school basketball with Cooper Flagg, and last year at Baylor, he played with VJ Edgecombe, John. This year he's getting a chance to play with Richie Saunders when Richie was healthy, and of course A.J. DeBonsa. He knows how to be a second banana, and he's a really good second banana.
They get that last foul on Keba Keita, and Kamari McGriff will go to the line. McGriff, the 6'9" senior from Tallahassee, transferred from UNC Wilmington. Last 2 games for McGriff, averaging 17.5 points. As he misses the first free throw, 69% from the stripe for Kamari this year.
He was on a really good Seahawks team last year that went to the NCAA tournament, and he was the 6th man in the league. Physical down low. He's got the Barkley back end dribble. He's a handful.
Misses them both. DeBonsa the rebound. And BYU up a couple here in the early going. DeBonsa Taj Manning on DeBonsa here. AJ backing down, steps back, jumper, rolls it home.
How many times this season have we seen that move almost like he has perfected it, John? He's so good at backing in and then raising up over. In this case, a good defender is Taj Manning.
Nate Johnson handling here. And DeBonsa steps in the passing lane and takes it away. Kostic catch and shoot.
Oh, nice.
Save inside, and then Davis had it blocked.
Well, Davis wanted a foul, but Moog's got to put that ball in the basket. Great hustle by DeBonsa.
Haggerty going to work inside, off the window and in for P.J. Haggerty, who averages 23.3 points per game. He is the country's 4th leading scorer.
He's had 30 points, John, 5 different times this year. Let's go back and watch A.J. DeBonsa now. You know, they say in the NBA and college, the mid-range is dead, don't shoot it. Well, there are guys that shoot this at a high level. I can think of Kevin Durant comes to mind immediately. But we love when A.J.'s in that high paint area.
Yeah, DeBonsa, guy that could do a little bit of everything. The freshman of the year in the Big 12, first team All-League. But not the player of the year. Went to Jaden Bradley. Johnson. And a rebound pulled down by Manning. Nate Johnson kicks over to Haggerty. And P.J. going to work to the corner. Johnson got it. Nate Johnson, a transfer from Akron. He is a really good player.
Yes, and I'll tell you what they did on the weak side. They set a flare screen. As the ball got taken into the paint, the flare screen really opened up Johnson in that corner.
Here's DeBonsa looking for space, foul on the floor.
Let's go back and watch this, John. I think it's Haggerty who's going to put it on the floor into the paint. Keep your eye on this now. Watch that weak side right there. That's great. Kick out, flare screen, well done. Nicely designed by Matt Driscoll, who we should mention, and we will throughout the night. He has replaced Jerome Tang, who was let go February 15th. Matt Driscoll, John, an excellent offensive mind.
Goes back a long way with Jerome Tang. He was on Scott Drew's original staff at Baylor. Kostic flying in, loose ball, and eventually it's Manning with it. Here comes K-State. Johnson.
Shooter.
Kostic off the mark. And let's see. They get the foul, I believe. Was it on Keita? Nope, it's on Alexei Kostic. 5-4 K-State here in the early going. Castillo, little hesitation. Gets inside and has it knocked away. Early on, a 5-4 game here at T-Mobile Center. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Back here at T-Mobile, BYU trailing it by a point, led by Kevin Young in his 2nd year for the Cougars. They started out 17-2, got as high as number 7. Since then, they have gone 4-8, trying to right the ship with a longer run in the Big 12 tournament. Meanwhile, on the other side, Matthew Driscoll and K-State. We talked about Jerome Tang being let go on February 15th. And, you know, this guy talked about the fact that, no, I did not want to be the head coach at Kansas State. I came to work with and to support my friend.
Yeah, and listen, he's got great head coaching experience. He worked for Larry Shyatt at Clemson and Wyoming. And Scott Drew hired him at Valparaiso University to be an assistant coach there. 7 weeks later, Scott Drew went and took over one of, if not the worst coaching situation in the history of college basketball with the murder of a young player, Patrick Dennehy. So this guy right here was at the beginning of what has been an incredible basketball renaissance with Scott Drew at Baylor. And, you know, he's been tasked to kind of keep the ship afloat as the season comes to an end. They're going to have a new head coach probably shortly, but a great guy, well thought of in the coaching profession.
Yeah, if he had his druthers, he'd like to see this Kansas State team keep moving up and down the court, probably shoot a few more threes.
Yeah. You know what, John? Throw caution to the wind and play with house money tonight.
Let's check in with Angel.
Guys, you were just mentioning Coach Driscoll and how he's stepping into this role. Well, with this team, they have that bend, don't break type of mentality. Even in that last huddle, you can see the guys that were out and standing, they were all arms locked. Everyone that was in the game, sitting down, their eyes were locked on him. Everyone is trying to figure out how they can be the upset team, how they can figure things out here in this tournament.
Well, these two teams met January 3rd in Manhattan, and BYU picked up a 10-point win. And there is Hadim Boop, who had a really nice game against Texas Tech, especially on the defensive end.
Oh, John, he can guard all 5 positions. And we talked to Kevin Young yesterday. He thinks he's going to be one of those guys that fits perfectly as they continue to build this program. There's those hands again. Look at him.
Haggerty here. Kostic kicks out Johnson, buries it from deep. Nate Johnson, his second three. He's 39% from beyond the arc this year.
You highlighted him early, John. This guy was not only the back player of the year a year ago, but the back defensive player of the year. The last guy to do that in that league was Bonzi Wells, who went on and had a solid career. He started at Ball State, played the NBA. Wow, there's Nate, young man from the Cincinnati area. Good ball movement. And really versatile, John. He defends, he goes to the hole, he can shoot the three. He's had a good season as he stepped up from MAC competition to the Big 12.
Right at the basket and in. We saw a lot of that Saturday against Texas Tech. Haggerty waited and hit.
Oh, man. How good was that? Slow motion.
Yep. Well, last year, he was the nation's 3rd leading scorer, led Memphis to a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. Right, looking for some help. Debonsa puts it on the floor and then kicks out. Right at the basket, scoops it home.
I'll tell you what, give Moo Davis credit because he started that chain of events with great ball movement. It's nice to have Debonsa and Wright, John, who can get buckets at will.
Well, they've been that two-headed monster, especially since Saunders went down. Johnson feeling it, his 3rd three. And Nate Johnson off to a hot start, averaging 12.5 a game. He's already got 9. Right inside to the corner, Debonsa. And Davis tracks it down. Debonsa again hits. A.J. Debonsa with 5 early points and his first 3 of the game.
Good hustle again by Moo Davis. We talked about him on Saturday night. It's not just shooting jumpers. It's the gritty stuff that he did Saturday and has carried it over today.
Haggerty gets it back off the glass. Wouldn't go. Boop gets it to Wright and BYU the other way. Trying to tie it.
Nice.
And Wright had it knocked away.
Well, it was a big 3 until Richie Saunders went down on Valentine's Day with that injury. But watch right here, Rob Wright getting to the hole, which he does so well. What'd you call him, John, a running back?
Yeah, you know what? I have to apologize to Kevin Young because I completely stole that from the BYU head coach. I gave him no credit in the game on Saturday. He said, Kevin Young said, yeah, Rob Wright, he's like built like an NFL running back. And then I just used it on Saturday with absolutely no credit. And when I came clean on that, he just laughed out loud. He was like, I heard that.
That's you know what made me feel good about that whole exchange with you and him? He actually turned the sound up on the broadcast.
They've been muting us for so long,
well,
Franny.
There's some coaches in the league that will do that, but when they hear the dulcet tone voice of John Shambi, who would not want to turn the sound up?
That is untrue. Tied at 15 here with 13 minutes to go here in the first half. K-State and BYU. Oh, Castillo almost lost it. Now he does. Debonsa out of bounds. And DeBonsa wants a foul, and he's looking. And now Tyler Kumpf will.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to. See DeBonsa and Castillo.
And I tell you, that's close.
Yeah.
It's too early to challenge it. You don't want to waste it with 12 minutes to go in the first half. But I couldn't tell either way. But give AJ credit; he sold it.
DeBonsa with C.J. Jones on him. And now Mihailo Boskovic knocks it down.
Well, we talked to the coaching staff, and this young man got a huge ovation on Saturday night, on senior night. And mom and dad and sisters were chiming in from Serbia. That was cool. On the scoreboard.
Johnson again. And again he hits. He's got a dozen on 4 threes. Boskovic puts it on the floor. High arcing shot.
Pretty shot. Young man from Serbia. He's a stretch big. And he's already shown you that he's got that range and the touch.
He had been scoreless in each of their last 4 games. Or I beg your pardon, last 3 games. Right kick out, DeBonsa wide open. Rattles it home, and BYU with a 5-point advantage. Timeout, Kansas State.
Well, Johnson first. He's got 4 of these. And if some NBA teams think that this might be a weakness, the 3-ball, he's going to be able to shoot it in the league. Trust me.
The main obstacle has been the same throughout my life is you're not big enough, you're not fast enough, you're not strong enough. And so just kind of having that chip on my shoulder of like, all right, head first down some ice. That's the way we're going to go. Working with KRT Athletic Muscle Cream has helped me improve every aspect of my physicality. So being able to have my muscle, my joints, and my tendons healthy, not cramp up, and be ready to achieve the extra reps, because those extra reps are what's gonna make the difference between a medal and a non-medal.
Hell of a good.
Seriously? No hell of a good dip? Whoa, creamy. A double dip. Where's Jill?
Hell of a good.
It's not a party without hell of a good.
Hell of a good.
Hello?
Old Trapper Beefs. Pack smash.
My peanut butter and jelly. Ew.
Oh no.
Yeah, I guess my ham and cheese didn't make it.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Now that's a great view.
Yep.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
No nights off in the Big 12. Every matchup is personal. Every game is a battle. And everyone is coming for your spot. Bring that pressure right to the paint. Game on the line. Clock winding down. Fans on their feet. 30 years strong, and now we shine so bright they can't help but watch. This is where every month feels like March. This is Big 12 men's basketball. This is a different league.
Well, in the early going, K-State using a dozen from Nate Johnson. He's got 12 of 18 dialing long distance.
Yeah, and this is a guy that did not score in the meeting with BYU earlier in the year. Now, John, the kid's a winner. 3 years at Akron under John Gross. He averaged 25 wins a season. Wanted to test himself at the Big 12 level, and I would say that he has proved himself to be a very solid Big 12 player.
Yeah, and look at against BYU when they lost by 10 January 3rd, he was scoreless. The other thing, Fran, that we haven't even mentioned with Nate Johnson, he leads the league in steals per game.
Yes.
So he's good on that end of the court, not just about shooting, passing, rebounding.
Totally agree. And as I said, first guy in over 25 years to be MAC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Pretty nice honor.
Yeah, believe it. Castillo swings it off the hands of Haggerty, out of bounds.
I'll tell you, John, that's the 4th turnover, but 3 of them are just, you just got to catch the basketball.
Yeah, unforced errors.
Yeah. Can't have that tonight, not with the firepower of Debonsa and Wright. Look at that.
Pulls up and hits.
He's had such an amazing year, John. 24 times over 20 points. Brings it every single night.
Haggerty into the paint, kick out. Johnson wide open again. This time it won't fall. McGriff, put back is good.
Nicely done, Kamari. Nice job. He's a big, wide body. And he really carved out some space right there with a good touch as well.
Rob Wright off the bounce, off the glass and in.
He is so talented.
Haggerty, left
he is
hand, and one.
He is 2. Well, you're already seeing why this guy has been such a prolific scorer. Watch this. Last year, you mentioned Memphis. Before that, the American Conference Rookie of the Year at Tulsa. John, he started his career at TCU.
Yep.
We watched him practice. I think he played 6-7 games, and then he redshirted.
So creative as a scorer. Went to the left hand there. Yep. And Haggerty, one of 6 active players who scored 2,000 or more points. Can't complete the three-point play, and BYU back the other way, up by 5. Cato went down hard.
Cato's still down.
Wright going to work, gets inside, contested, and a rebound pulled down by K-State. Haggerty up ahead. A little floater wouldn't fall. Haggerty tried again, and it wouldn't go.
Yeah, Boscovich was shaking in his boots right there, but he did a nice job of making Haggerty shoot a pull-up.
Bakeda is down, and big fella is, yeah, in a little bit of pain.
Well, needless to say, this has been a star-crossed season for BYU in terms of injuries. And there you see the big fella slipped.
He got caught up on a foot there, and then might have rolled that right ankle.
Listen, let's be honest now. We haven't talked about this court, right? The court looks great. We've been out there. It looks like it's favorable to players. But that time, he slipped, and I could slip on a wood court, no question about it. But very interesting. Young man is, looks like he's no worse to wear. Comes from a very athletic family. His brother Namori is one of the great professional volleyball players in the world. And there's Richie Saunders, John. And like I said, they have been devastated with some key injuries.
Yeah, they lost Saunders on Valentine's Day, right in the early moments against Colorado. And don't forget about the other injuries at the beginning of the year when you're talking about Dawson Baker, Nate Pickens, a couple of guys that Kevin Young thought would really help them.
Yes.
And when they've had their struggles, it's been more on the defensive end of the court. And I think the thought was Pickens would have helped defensively.
Yep. And I was in Orlando when Dawson Baker hurt that knee at the ESPN event down there. Nice.
Couple of fakes, left hand to Bonsa.
You know, with all the great athleticism we watch from him, his footwork is stellar. He is so fundamentally sound.
#1 recruit in the country. He's lived up to the hype. Diamande with a steal, going the other way at the basket and puts it in.
So good. Look at the hustle.
Debonsa,
watch out.
Hesitation. And they get him for the travel. And AJ wanted a foul.
Oh, I thought we were going to see something spectacular, but watch the footwork on that last basket. Here's AJ. Watch the step through now. Pivot, step through, That's legal. Left hand off the glass. Now, I'll say, can I pick at AJ a little bit? He's a little too demonstrative when he believes he's fouled.
Yes.
And I think what's happened is that the officials then believe he's crying wolf, so when he does get fouled, they're not going to call it. And that's nitpicking.
Inside McGriff, high arcing shot. DeBonsa with the board.
Oh, I like it. I like this.
Manning on right. Right off the glass. And a rebound, Haggerty. K-State likes to play fast, no question.
Well, they're trying to go to McGriff because, as you pointed out, Kamari's been a load offensively lately. Nice.
Good feed.
Oh.
And Kamari McGriff with the stuff.
I'll tell you, P.J. Haggerty really probed those two big guys. He drew two of those defenders to him, and that allowed Kamari to get an easy one.
DeBonsa right at the basket and the stuff. And AJ with two more. And he's got 14. And DeBonsa leading all scores in this one. Inside, and two more for Kamari McGriff.
I'll tell you, when there's a loose ball like that on the floor, this is something that BYU has not been good at this year. You got to be gritty and go get that loose ball.
Rob Wright knocks one down.
But when you score like DeBonsa and Wright, it doesn't matter quite as much. But we saw that great defensive effort on Saturday night in the second half.
Well, again, DeBonsa and Wright. That combo has been the difference offensively. They've got 25 of the 36.
Well, John, there will be a plethora of NBA scouts in Kansas City this weekend. We got first-round picks everywhere, but this guy maybe number one.
AJ DeBonsa off to a fast start, and he's showing off a variety of moves.
Yes, sir, John. Mid-range, that three-point shot, 35%. That's going to go up when he gets to the league. He elevates well over smaller defenders. He's got the footwork down pat. He really has had an amazing year, and obviously he's got that elite athleticism. He's a prototype NBA wing, small forward in that Paul George range. And you see, this is his case for number one, that open court athleticism. I would say the thing at the bottom, incredible work ethic. We have not seen a practice or even a game where he doesn't bring it 100% every single night.
I was told he has not missed a practice or a workout the entire year.
You know, he chose BYU because it has all the elements of developing him for the NBA. His coach, the strength staff, the nutrition staff, the assistant coaches with all the NBA player development. It has worked out perfectly for the young man and his family.
And P.J. Haggerty knocks down a three.
Every NBA team is here this week, whether it's Darren Peterson, Sanak, and Flemings, you know, Jaden Bradley, Braden Burries, Krivas. Ton of players are going to be drafted and playing in the league someday.
Right, and it knocked away. Boot back to right. Kostic will try. So you mentioned a lot of NBA scouts here, and there is the CEO of basketball operations for the Jazz, Danny Ainge.
And they are doing everything they can to make sure they don't win enough games so that they stay. I mean, it's true. It's true. They're, you know, the worst thing is when two of the tanking teams play each other.
It's a good watch, though.
Yeah, it is.
Haggerty knocks it down.
He scores it. Now, that's 2 buckets in a row over A.J. DeBonsa. I think if you're A.J., you got to pressure him a little bit and make him put it on the floor.
DeBonsa, Division I's leading scorer. And one of 3 freshmen ever to do that, along with Trae Young and Jason Connolly.
Yeah, VMI.
That was when they were scoring 120 a game, right? Haggerty, look at these moves. Off balance, a little bit short, tipped out. Debonsa and the Cougars on the move.
Well, we're watching a number of really good offensive players, and this guy has proven it over 4 years. B.J. Haggerty, he's keeping this Kansas State team in the picture right now. And there you see his numbers. It's a tremendous career. He's traveled the Midwest to get to this spot, but he's always productive.
BYU leading it by 4 as we close in on 6 to play.
That's good basketball right here.
Davis will fire. Out of bounds, K-State basketball.
John, what BYU's trying to do with Rob Wright, anytime there's a big man that switches onto him, they keep that defender on him. They don't let him get back to somebody else, and Rob is taking advantage of that and driving it.
Kebakeda back in for BYU, so that is good news on the injury front as he went down, appeared to have rolled his ankle. Haggerty, cuts right to the basket and draws the foul, and PJ Haggerty will shoot 2. K-State down by 4 earlier today. Arizona State got past Baylor 83-79, and Cincinnati a winner. So it sets up tomorrow UCF, Cincinnati, Iowa State, and Arizona State. West Virginia awaits the winner of this one as we take a look at that Phillips 66 Big 12 tournament bracket.
Now, John, here's a problem for BYU right now. In conference, they are 15th out of 16 in defensive efficiency. And what we're watching right now is a team that has nobody that can shut down PJ Haggerty. Is BYU the better team? Yeah, they are, but Matt Driscoll has a guy that can keep this team in the game for 40 minutes, and they better be careful.
It's an 8-0 K-State run. Diamande gets to right. BYU started 17-2. Kick out, Diamande. And eventually it's pulled down by C.J. Jones. Jones will try and hit. And K-State has retaken the lead.
C.J. Jones is shooting 21% from 3 this year. But when you throw caution to the wind, when you put your chips in, when you're down to the last game of your season, you never know. Take a look. This guy has not been accurate, but doesn't matter.
Yep, 21% from the three-point line. Fran, I was mentioning BYU. They began the year 17-2. Over that stretch, they allowed 70.1 points per game. Over the last 12, they're 4-8 and allowing about 85 a game. I mean, That's the first place you go. And I think on Saturday when they played well at home in a game we saw, they played with as much energy on that end of the court as we've seen them play.
Remember what we said towards the end of that game? You and I talked about this. You have to bring your energy. It has to travel. You know, the great defensive teams, let's take our league, right? Houston, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Arizona. Do they not travel with their defense?
Yeah, no question.
Almost every night.
Yep.
And this team, you know, it was electric on Saturday night. We saw a great show. But that doesn't matter now when you're playing in front of a bunch of fans that aren't cheering for you like the 18,000 were.
Debonsa hesitates, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's something A.J. Debonsa so good at, drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, he's going to shoot a ton in the NBA because there's going to be more space for him to drive it. And really just nitpicking. He's got very few flaws, obviously. He's got some things he's got to continue to work on, but just the little bit of the histrionics when he thinks he's fouled. Because what happens is the officials, like I said, they're not going to call it all the time.
Yep. So he's got a chance to be the #1 pick in the NBA draft. He was not the player of the year in the conference. That honor went to Jaden Bradley. Thoughts on that?
Well, I think because he was the freshman of the year. You and I, you know, we were singing, you know when we started singing Jaden Bradley's praises? December 13th in Birmingham. Remember that game against Alabama? And that, just like Shed 2 years ago, Jamal Shed, he was the engine of a great team this year. I am all for that pick.
Johnson, little crossover, gets into the paint, now feeds the post. McGriff on Queta, it's good.
I'm telling you, that is great footwork by the big fella. Caught it, looked over his inside shoulder, knew he had space to turn away from the defense, softly kissed it off the glass.
Dembonsa steps through, that one knocked away.
Nice
Castillo able to find Jones, and Kamari McGriff with the putback.
Well, K-State is pushing the pace. They're getting great play from Haggerty, but all of a sudden they've got some other guys adding to the mix. Their defense right now, BYU, is putrid.
Dembonsa pull-up jumper, that's good. The other thing with A.J. Dembonsa, on Saturday in the win, he had 21 points. He played the full 40 for the 4th time this year.
Yeah, no, he's a warrior when it comes to competing. Now Boop's going to try. Oh, look at this, Boop's. He's on roller skates.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at this. Oh my goodness.
P.J. Haggerty.
Oh, Boop is still skating out the door.
That was a heck of a move. One of the best scorers in the country.
Against a good defender.
Bošković, Queta collects and puts it home.
Kaba has not had the year he had last year because he doesn't have a playmaker that can throw those lobs, so he's doing everything below the rim. Not as easy.
Haggerty. And now Nate Johnson. And a foul on Moo Davis.
Let's watch this, John. I mean, Boop might be able to audition to be a background dancer for Beyonce here. Take a look. Watch the little guy. Woo! And then how about the touch? Come on, get in there. Boop. Did I just say boop?
Alongside Coach Norm Roberts, Kevin Connors here coming up at the half. How Pig was a star in the barbecue capital of the world for Arizona State. Plus Cincinnati needs it, and they get it today against Utah. Norm, what defensive adjustments must BYU make?
BYU's got to get up, and they got to disrupt K-State. They're not doing that. Haggerty is comfortable, and he is putting on a show tonight.
Johnson's been great as well, Boog. 7 of 10 for K-State from behind the arc.
Yep, P.J. Haggerty with 16, Nate Johnson with a dozen. And those two, plus Kamari McGriff, have scored 38 of Kansas State's 43. Meanwhile, A.J. Dembonsa has 17 to lead all scorers. And, yeah, you got the 10 seed and the 15 seed squaring off in this one.
Right now, we're heading towards 100. It has been an entertaining game. And you know something else? Give that coaching staff at Kansas State. They have so far, it's easy to mail it in. These kids are competitive. But I like the idea that they're playing with house money.
Nate Johnson knocks down that free throw. Coming off 21 at Kansas on Saturday. So he hits them both, and he's got 14. 4-point game, under 3 to go here, first half.
Now get it back to him, Abe. Got to get it to AJ sooner.
Dembonsa going to work on Johnson. Feed inside. Boop lost the handle, now stuffs it.
Really good vision by AJ. Their lane was crowded, so he just threaded the needle on a really good pass to Boop.
Manning to Haggerty, that one knocked away. And BYU a chance to tie it or take the lead with a 3. right inside.
Oh, nice play.
And that's Curtis Jones knocking it away. Jones, left hand, puts it home.
Terrific job defensively, coast to coast. And Wright had an angle because his big man set a great screen, but CJ came from nowhere on that wing.
Jabonsa here. And AJ. And now a turnover. Haggerty the other way. Lays it in.
What happened, John, was Moo Davis slipped at the top of the key. And so that ball was in the air, and there's only one guy that could get it, and that was PJ. This is not a good performance in the first half by BYU's defense.
Moo Davis in and out. Johnson the rebound. K-State, biggest lead of the game. They're up by 6. And Johnson turns it over. 9 turnovers on Kansas State.
And watch C.J. Jones again, the transfer from UIC, coast to coast. Great job right here. And then on this skip pass across the court, watch Moo slip, and that leaves Haggerty with the easiest opportunity to score tonight. Kind of feels like an NBA game because both of these teams are scoring at will.
Right inside. Count it. And one for Rob Wright.
That's the continuation play this year, where once you are fouled, you are allowed to make that one step. There's the foul, there's the step.
Foul on Haggerty, his second.
That was actually 2 steps, to be honest. And that's what I think Matt Driscoll is saying right now.
Matt Driscoll,
yeah,
Pittsburgh native who went to Slippery Rock. And now Hadim Boop will check back in.
You know, BYU in the second half, John, we saw this on Saturday against Texas Tech. They might have to just go small with Boop at the 5 and Jabonsa at the 4. That's what they've got right now, although DeMonte's out here. This is supposed to be their best defensive team.
Haggerty. Castillo will try. Davis the rebound. A.J. Jabonsa.
Nice.
Oh, A.J. Jabonsa throws it down.
That was incredible footwork. He threw a couple Euro steps in there, but he's really good at that.
19. And BYU within 1. Kansas State holding for the last shot. Haggerty.
Here's the double. This is NBA style defense. Trap a great player.
And now Jones lost his footing. Rob Wright back to Jabonsa. And BYU has the lead. Jabonsa with 21 in the first half, and he finishes the first 20 with authority.
I'll tell you what I love about this. We'll show you the last 2 plays, but I love the fact that they took the ball out of Haggerty's hands. Watch the footwork here by AJ. I'm going to tell you, John, in the open court in the league, this will happen a lot to the hole. Trust me, 100 times next season. But I love that Kevin Young took the ball out of Haggerty's hands, double team. C.J. Jones turns it over, and this guy's putting on a show.
7-0 run to end the half. Let's send it to Angel.
Well, of course, AJ and Rob have done the most damage for you guys. 33 of your points come from them. What do you like about how they're connecting so far in this game?
They're doing a nice job in their 2-man game, but we got to guard, bottom line. I mean, they got hot, and we have to impose our will much more on the defensive end, but I like the way that Rob and AJ were attacking on that end of the floor.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
So at the break, 50-49, BYU on a run to end the first half. A.J. Jabonsa with 21.
All right, Boog. A thrilling first 20 minutes of basketball. The 29th Big 12 tournament, 24th time Kansas City has played host, and a picture-perfect evening inside the T-Mobile Center alongside Coach Norm Roberts. Kevin Connors here with you. A season like this in the Big 12, an event like this, you want your superstars to play like superstars. A.J. Dibonsa has done that. Norm, 21 points. What stood out about the way he's gotten them?
He scored in any way possible. He scored on threes. He scored mid-range. He's one of the best players in transition. You've got to build a wall to stop him. You cannot just reach in and gamble. But he's scoring from the three-point line. He's just jumping over top and scoring on top of people. He is a professional scorer and maybe the best scorer in college basketball.
9 of 12 from the field in that first half, 21 points. He ties Trae Young for the third most 20-point games by a Big 12 freshman, 32 consecutive games in double figures to begin his career. But I asked you in the pregame if Kansas State could score enough to keep up with BYU. You said yes, if Nate Johnson is making threes. How is K-State putting him in a position to make threes?
Well, the bottom line is BYU has not been good defensively at all. They're switching, and when they switch on a ball screen, they're putting a bigger guy on top of Nate. So now Nate can just play with the ball out top, create space, and shoot the three ball. And that's what he's done all night. They've done a great job of setting fade screens off the ball. They've done a great job of creating space when they put a big guy on it.
Nate Johnson with 14. P.J. Haggerty has 18. Norm, they're 7 of 11 from behind the arc.
Hey, P.J., that's not what P.J. does. He gets down the lane, he causes contact, but he's making threes, and it's all because BYU is allowing them to be comfortable. They cannot allow K-State to be comfortable. They have to disrupt them.
The defense hasn't been great, but let's choose to say it was a great offensive first half here through 20 minutes of basketball. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll run through the start of the day. Arizona State and Cincinnati moving on. We'll show you how that happened next. C.J. Jones and Kansas State shoot 62% from the field, 64% from three-point range, and yet they trail by 1 here at the half. So much speculation about the future of Bobby Hurley at Arizona State. Norm, his team really delivered today.
Oh, they were terrific. They played for their coach today. They were great in the defensive stance. They were getting in the passing lanes, and they made big plays. Johnson was the best player on the floor.
19 points for Pig Johnson here, and yet, Norm, Baylor actually made this a three-point game late.
They did, because they get on the offensive glass, they create havoc in their press, and they got back into it, but I give Arizona a lot of credit. They made plays when they had to. Odom showed up well at the end of the game.
All 9 of his points in the second half. The Sun Devils are moving on. They get Iowa State to start the day tomorrow, 83-79. Utah-Cincinnati, a rematch of the 1961 Final Four, held at Municipal Auditorium here in KC. The Bearcats closed the first half on a 12-0 run.
Well, they did a great job. They got the ball inside to their big fella, because that was where they had the advantage, and they scored off of their defense.
Norm, what's behind Cincinnati's resurgence?
I think they've got 2 skilled big guys. They know how to pass to each other. Bamba Miller is one of the best passers in the country, and they've got outside shooting.
Jalen Celestine has shot it as well as anyone in the Big 12 over the last month. The Bearcats are moving on, 73-66 the final, and it sets up a very interesting showdown, Norm, tomorrow, Cincinnati and UCF.
Hey, that is going to be a barn burner of a game. Cincinnati's a terrific defensive team. UCF's a very good defensive team. They both can score, but I think Cincinnati with that size may give them a lot of trouble.
Everybody here this week playing for the most coveted postseason trophy in basketball. A reminder that SportsCenter has you covered beginning at 6 o'clock Eastern on Selection Sunday, leading up to Bracketology. Live from Nashville, Tennessee, the Women's Selection Special, and then close the night with us, Bracketology, 9 o'clock Eastern, Sunday on ESPN. Stanford started the day among Joey Brackett's first 4 teams out of the field. They got 14 from Abuka Okori, but Norm closing seconds. Pitt down 1. Check out DeMarco Minor.
Rides to the basket, misses it, and gets a putback. You always have to block off when people take shots at the end of the game.
Pitt gets NC State tomorrow, noon Eastern on ESPN2 after the win. SMU knocks off Syracuse. The Mustangs are moving on. They'll take on Louisville tomorrow. Norm, big news. Duke star Caleb Foster had foot surgery today. He's out indefinitely for the Blue Devils.
That's going to hurt them now because it hurts them shooting, it hurts them with leadership, and it hurts them with on-the-ball defense. He was terrific at that all year.
The top seed, maybe the #1 overall seed in all of college basketball here. NBA scouts, Norm, are well represented in this arena tonight. What are they liking the most about A.J. Dibonsa?
That he can take over a game. He can take over a game attacking the basket, he can take over a game shooting a 3. He is a guy that's a professional scorer, and they're going to need him to do that. On the flip side, K-State's going to have to find a way to stop him, trap him, disrupt him. Don't allow him and Rob Wright to take over this basketball game.
You'll see what Matt Driscoll has drawn up here defensively to stop maybe the future #1 pick in the NBA draft. The second half here from Kansas City is on the way.
Welcome back to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament. And here from T-Mobile Center at the end of 20 minutes, it is BYU leading Kansas State 50-49. And what a first half for A.J. Dibonsa. Welcome courtside. John Sciambi and Fran Fraschilla. Angel Gray will join us coming up. Man, that first half from Dibonsa, 21. You're talking about a guy who leads the country in scoring.
Yeah, and he does this basically every night. Maybe not as prolific in the first half as he normally is, but we've seen this all season long. He brings it. He's got a variety of tricks in his bag. He's so fundamentally sound, which people probably don't realize, but he's got the whole package, John, but he brings energy every single game. And love watching him play. Hope he keeps playing for a long time, and he will at the next level.
All right, so our first half summary, PJ Haggerty with a really good half. 18 first half points. Kansas State, though, we talked about BYU needing to step it up defensively. Kansas State shooting 62% from the floor and 99 total points. It's the second most in the first half in Big 12 tourney history.
I think Angel Gray could have dropped 10 in that first half.
What about it, Angel Gray?
What's funny about that is Coach Driscoll asked me if I had any more buckets left in the tank, and I quickly responded no. But I did ask him how he liked the pace of the game, and he said right now this is a fan's game, not a coach's game. And what he meant by that is he sees players that are trying to get theirs, then they let the other team get theirs as well. He said making it a coach's game, he said during that 23-7 run that they had, that they went up in the game, they were playing together, they were getting stops, they were scoring off of turnovers. BYU's last 3 buckets came from dunks. He said that has to change defensively.
Rob Wright getting to work as he gets a piece of the paint, kicks to Kostic, and then Kada trying to track it down and knocked out of bounds. It'll be BYU basketball.
You know what I want to see on the other end of the court is, will Kevin Young make an adjustment as to who guards PJ Haggerty? We saw him do a great job Saturday night against Texas Tech, Christian Anderson and Donovan Atwell.
Kostic has been cold so far, and he knocks that down.
That's a good sign. This young man was 12 for 24 before the 1 for 5 against Texas Tech. Slow start tonight, but I like the fact that he keeps shooting the 3-ball.
Alexei Kostic with his first 3 of the night. And out of bounds, it stays with K-State.
The young man from Austria. He played in the professional league in Austria. Not a high level by any stretch, but at 18 or 19, you're playing with grown men, a lot of Americans over there. And getting a chance lately, John, to really show that he can shoot the ball.
I feel for our stat guy, Mark Amento. We got Kostic's on each side.
He is one of the best.
Johnson knocked away. Wright collects. Here comes BYU. Toss back to Bonsa. Davis will try.
That's good basketball. You know what I love about that? At the end of the first half, AJ flipped the ball back to Rob Wright, and right there, turnabout is fair play. Good double team. Let's see how they play Haggerty now. That's going to be a key for BYU.
Haggerty here gets the handoff. And now Castillo. Shot clock winding down. Inside, Kamari McGriff. And McGriff, Haggerty, and Johnson have been the three-headed monster for Matthew Driscoll's team.
Kamari came in shooting 67% from the field, all in the paint, and he's adding to it tonight.
DeBonsa waiting and hits.
There was a lot of contact there, but I don't know if PJ was selling it, but AJ stayed with it and just elevated.
So Matt Driscoll and Brett Smith having a chat. Here's Johnson. Off the window, wouldn't fall. Haggerty comes away with it. Haggerty in amongst the trees, spins it home, and one.
I'll tell you, he is a magician right here. He just got his PhD in finishing. Proper hand development. Watch the spin off the glass when we get a chance to show it. Watch this now, John. He just needs space to get to the backboard, and watch him spin it. Beautiful.
That last foul on Aleksej Kostic. Haggerty to the stripe. He's got 20.
I couldn't even get an associate degree. He's got the PhD in his back pocket. Boy, can he score? Wow.
Yeah, big time. Very creative. BYU by 4. Kostic buries that one.
He's feeling it. That's a good sign.
Toss up ahead to Manning with DeBonsa on him. McGriff. And Kamari McGriff will go to the line and shoot 2.
Kostic is trying to create a reasonable facsimile of Richie Saunders, and that's impossible. But you like that the freshman, John, over the last 5 games is playing with enormous confidence.
His second career start. No Richie Saunders, as they have lost one of their key players for the rest of the year. And a guy in his final year, a torn ACL. And it's tough, and just a fun guy to watch. I remember Kevin Young talking about Richie Saunders last year, and I thought he said something I felt like was spot on. Start with him being high motor, Richie Saunders. He said, most guys that play like that can't shoot.
Yes.
And he plays so hard and is running all over the court. And then Saunders is also a guy that can really fill it up.
And let me add to that, because he said to us, he's going to play in the NBA even if he didn't shoot like he did because of that effort you talked about. And obviously, there's a chance he may not play next season. It's hard to come back from an ACL when you have it this late in the year, but he will have a chance to play in the league.
DeBonsa, double team, kicks back to right. Lou Davis, got it.
I'll tell you, I love the ball movement right now because they're double teaming AJ, and he's getting rid of it quickly. And BYU playing hot potato, which is what they've got to do when you have a guy like AJ. Watch the ball movement now, folks. You've got a superstar in DeBonsa. He's going to get double teamed. And 1, 2, 3, too late.
On a path trying to go to the Olympics, your life revolves around your training and making yourself better.
BYU in the first half, 4-15 from beyond the arc. Fran, they've been heating it up to start the second half.
And because of great ball movement, John, and that ball movement oftentimes has started with your best player, A.J. DeBonsa. Kostic is getting red hot. And we said this about Lou Davis last week. Don't worry about the 3 falling. Make some hustle plays, and the basketball gods will reward you.
Second half, BYU 4 of 5 from 3. John Chambee, Fran Fraschilla, and Angel Gray here from T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. Day 1 of the Big 12 tournament.
You know what sticks in my head, John, all season? is when Tommy Lloyd and Grant McCaslin, who coached USA basketball last summer, all they've said is what a great teammate A.J. Dybantsa is. And you could just see it on the court.
Haggerty hangs. Can't hit, but he's fouled, and P.J. will go to the line. P.J. Haggerty, who goes 6'4", 195 pounds, super creative as a scorer, and a guy that can really fill it up. I mean, you're talking about 69% from the line. He gets to the line a lot.
It's kind of interesting. A guy that scores that many points would oftentimes be a better shooter from deep than he is. 35% from three, but I'm telling you, for a guy 6'4" around the basket, he's a magician.
He hails from Crosby, Texas.
A two-man game here.
Right kicks to Davis. Dybantsa has the smaller Castillo on. A double team comes. And a pass intercepted by Nate Johnson.
Really good job by Nate Johnson. That's why he was Defensive Player of the Year in the MAC.
Haggerty can't hit. Rob Wright went down and grimacing as Dybantsa fills it up at the other end, and AJ's got 25.
The freshman record in the Big 12 tournament is held by a guy by the name of Kevin Durant, who dropped 37 in a championship game against Kansas.
Haggerty steps through. Shot is short. Queta and a loose ball, and eventually it's Queta to Dybantsa. AJ off balance.
And I thought
that's gorgeous.
And I thought that could have been a foul. I really do. But it was a beautiful move.
BYU leads it by 11. Johnson will try and hit. He's got 17 on 5 threes. Rob Wright will try straight on, in and out. Loose ball, and it'll be BYU basketball when we come back. A.J. Dybantsa off balance, knocks it down, and BYU in the lead by 8.
Being on a path trying to go to the Olympics, your life revolves around your training and making yourself better. The KRT Athletic Muscle Cream definitely makes me more confident and makes me want to go further. I started using their cream and my hamstring issues started going away. And so I use it before training, I use it after training. I am religious about this stuff. I want to be an Olympian, but I don't just want to go to the Olympics, I want to win a medal.
Hell of a good.
Seriously? No hell of a good dip? Whoa, creamy. A double dip. Where's Jill?
Hell of a good.
It's not a party without hell of a good.
Hell of a good.
Hello?
Old Trapper Beefs. Pack smash.
My peanut butter and jelly. Ew.
Oh no. Yeah, I guess my ham and cheese didn't make it.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Now that's a great view.
Yep.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Tickets for the 2026 Big 12 Gymnastics Championship presented by Allstate are now on sale. The action starts on Saturday, March 21st, featuring 2 thrilling sessions for the right to claim the Big 12 champion title. The afternoon session starts at 1 Central, noon Mountain, teams ranked 5th through 7th. Then at 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, the top 4 Big 12 teams take the floor under the lights. Don't miss your chance to witness championship moments. Get your tickets now at MaverickCenter.com and be a part of Big 12 Gymnastics in West Valley City.
Well, A.J. Dybantsa having himself a night. He's got 27 already, most 20-point games as a freshman in the Big 12. And Dybantsa closing in Michael Beasley and Kevin Durant. And, I mean, how about those
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in heavy company right there. I remember having worked for Rick Barnes a long time ago. When he was coaching at Texas, he told me the summer before Kevin's freshman year, he said, Coach Fran, I think I got the best player in the country. And I said, you got the best freshman in the country. He goes, no, I think I got the best player in the country. And Rick Barnes was correct, as usual.
And we got a chance, you and I together, to watch Michael Beasley deliver, and we watched Trae Young together.
Can I just say, when we watched Michael Beasley the first time, it was one of 16 straight games you and I worked together.
That is correct.
I just couldn't afford the engagement ring.
Moon Davis knocks it out of bounds.
But we did see Michael Beasley and Billy Walker
That's
play.
right.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's so great about this league, and you and I have been a part of it forever, is just all the great stories. We saw Jordan Henriquez tonight, now working for Kansas State's NIL. And we remember when he was a big puppy out of Port Chester, New York, many years ago.
Here's Johnson going to work on Boop. Johnson. Manning. And that jumper will go. Taj Manning, his first 3 points of the game.
John, he was 4 for 26 this season behind the arc. Let me tell you about that kid. He sat on the bench for 2 years. He has figured out a way to play with effort and help Kansas State compete.
Dybantsa. And they get a foul. And I believe, that'll be Kansas State's
Kostic.
Andre Kostic.
Yep. Young man out of Belgrade, Serbia.
He is the first Serbian-born player in the history of this program, one of 5 international players on their team.
Well, college basketball is exploding with international players because of the NIL. Nice.
Inside, Boop wasn't able to grab it, and now Dybantsa handles, shot clock winding down. AJ gets it back, puts it up.
Yep. And that's
it's a shot clock violation.
That's what I'm talking about, Taj Manning. He was in witness protection for 2 years on that bench. He's from St. Louis. And talking to assistant coach Bill Peterson yesterday, we were talking about NBA role players. Like in the league, there's 25 stars. Everyone else is a role player. He said, this is like some of the guys he coached Giannis as a rookie. This is like the guy, there's Bill Peterson, longtime NBA assistant. He said, Taj Manning, what I love about him, John, he's figured out how to help our team by being a role player who plays hard. It's beautiful.
5-point game, under 14 to go second half. Johnson, a little ball fake, puts it on the floor, and he's contested going at the rack. Up ahead, Dybantsa answers with his stuff at the other end.
He's got 29, folks. We might see a little history tonight here at T-Mobile.
Haggerty left hand, draws the contact, and he will shoot 2.
That's that slow-mo move again. Watch this block right here, perfectly timed. That's a spike like his brother. They tried to spike it on a volleyball player. You can't do that. Take a look at Queta. No way.
Great block, and then Davis up ahead. And AJ throws it down.
Queta told us early in the year that, yes, he loved volleyball. And as I mentioned, his brother is one of the best in the world. And he showed you a little bit right there as Johnson tried to spike it.
Started at Utah. And
You know, in the old days when I was working with Brent Musburger, we used to look at guys like that. Brent's such a football guy. He goes, that guy's a tight end. Like, and Rico Gathers.
Oh. Haggerty with 25. And it's BYU by 5. Rob Wright with C.J. Jones on him. Wright gets a step off balance. Wright, offensive rebound inside, and he could not finish. And he got whacked in the face.
The way BYU's playing defense, this 5-point lead is precarious.
Drop to Haggerty. Tip is good. Manning follows.
Really good job by Boop staying vertical. You love seeing guys like Manning rewarded for effort.
Right kick out, Lou Davis. That missed everything. Boop. And a foul on Manning.
Watch the hustle now on the other end. Watch the great defense right here as Boop stays vertical. And then Taj Manning, really good touch. Ball's outside the cylinder. Good tip in.
BYU 70, Kansas State 67 still to come. Oklahoma State and Colorado. Davis wide open, and he buries it.
Good ball movement again. Rob Wright. Like, what I love about Davis is he's taking good shots.
Johnson going to work. Right on Jones, off balance, and Debonsa rebounds. Debonsa on the move, at the basket, and one!
What do we say about him? He's great in the open court. Open court athleticism. Let's hope Rob Wright's okay.
A.J. Debonsa will try and complete the three-point play when we come back. The freshman having a night. He's got 31. Back here at the Phillips 66 Big 12 men's basketball tournament, and PJ Haggerty at Kansas State giving BYU a run for their money. This one has been fun. The basketball's been going in, and look at that court.
Beautiful. Yep.
That is really cool looking. Yeah.
Got a chance, John, to walk around on it yesterday and today. It's tremendous. I think you'll see this court, my guess is, in the NBA in the next 3 or 4 years. And a couple of teams in the league, I think, have this court in their practice facility. Orlando, I think.
Rob Wright, by the way, got knocked in the nose. Let's check in with Angel.
Guys, after that hit to the face, he actually went immediately to the baseline. There was blood coming from his mouth. The Sports Athletic team actually came over to address it, had gauze in his mouth. They were actually checking at the teeth as well. And for a second, they said, just look at me and breathe. He took a deep breath. He was able to get back on his feet. They did walk back to the tunnel to address it in the locker room. I will give you updates as I get them. But just another thing about the floor is that anything that is not of the floor will be highlighted. So it was a quicker cleanup for them with the crew, making sure that everything is safe for these players.
And by the way, Angel, there is a dentist on hand here at the tournament.
Haggerty hangs, can't hit.
All right, no Rob Wright, so now it's a one-man show, and the one man so far, John, has been outstanding.
You found out there's a dentist here?
Yes, yeah.
That is next level franchise.
I got a few connections here.
Lou Davis draws the foul, and that one on on Nate Johnson, his second. So Nate Johnson picks up the foul. Johnson's had a nice game, 17 points, including 5 threes. The story here is A.J. Debonsa with 32. And they get the foul on Kostic. Let's check out our Phillips 66 Big 12 men's basketball tournament bracket. Earlier today, Arizona State a winner. They'll take on Iowa State. Cincinnati got past Utah, and they'll play UCF.
I'll tell you what, that Arizona State-Iowa State game is going to be, just watch out for Arizona State. They also are playing with house money. They look really good today. They got some players, John. Pig Johnson, Mo Odom. That's a hook.
Haggerty gets it inside. Manning reverses, but the rebound pulled down by Boop. BYU on the move. Davis at the basket. And Boop pulls it down.
You love that young man's energy. There's no question about it. Kadeem Boop, he redshirted last year. He got to school in January. Now, there's a gentleman on the BYU bench, Will Voigt, who's going to be a terrific head coach. He's been the coach of the national team of Nigeria in the Olympics, Angola, and he's very connected in Africa. And this young man played at the NBA Africa Academy in Dakar, Senegal. Now, that is not his strength right there.
Yeah, Boop, so far this year, 6 of 20 from the free throw line.
He gets it done defensively and on the offensive glass.
Frustrating trip to the line for Boop. And a foul on BYU.
And that was just poor transition defense. PJ Haggerty went by us like he was on I-70 at 2 in the morning. I mean, this really feels like an NBA game, and not in terms of the highest level of skill, but just the flow of the game back and forth.
That last foul, by the way, is on Alexei Kostic, and the BYU guard now has 4. All right, there's PJ Haggerty. The floor tells you he's 8 of 9 from the line. He's got 26 points.
So the question right now, if you're Matthew Driscoll, is the next time you come up the court on offense, you go right at Kostic because he's got 4 fouls and there's no Rob Wright. He's back in the locker room.
Kostic, his 3 won't go. Boop rebounds. BYU leading this one by 7. We close in on the 10-minute mark. Good hands. Kostic steals it from Kostic. Left hand is good. Andre Kostic. He had 11 on Saturday at Allen Fieldhouse. And his first 2 of the game.
Here comes the double team.
And another turnover. Haggerty scoops it up. Haggerty at the basket. And that's deflected by BYU. It'll stay with Kansas State. And BYU will call timeout. So 30-second timeout, 5-point game. And when it's gone wrong for BYU here tonight, Fran, it's been at the defensive end of the court.
Yeah, and that's been really the problem. And to be honest, John, obviously the loss of Richie Saunders is dramatic. They're 2-4 since he got hurt. They lost 4 out of 5 with him, and it wasn't Saunders as much as just poor defense. Now, when they took the timeout, Kevin Young looked at the training staff as if to say, where is he? One of the trainers is going back to the locker room right now, but Kevin Young is trying to patch together 5 guys.
Yeah. Well, A.J. Debonsa in the second half has been great. He's got 32 overall. And wow, has he scored a bunch of different ways here tonight.
Well, this is what he's done all season long. He's absolutely stellar in the open court. He's got the size and athleticism. He's fundamentally sound, flying through the air with the greatest of ease. And we keep saying it's not just the talent, but he brings effort every single night. He has not come out of the game. He may have played 40 minutes on Saturday. Did he not? Yeah.
Yeah, 4th time And he's the country's leading scorer as a freshman.
Yeah. There's no load management with this guy.
Yeah, he likes to hoop, there's no doubt. 5-point game.
And this is a great draft. There's going to be a lot of consolation prizes regardless of who is the #1 pick. That's not going to be determined until about June 1st. And these teams start to really gather all their information. There's a guy that will likely have a high pick, Danny Ainge. He lives in Provo.
You didn't bring Kevin McHale with him this time.
No,
they were sitting together out in Tucson.
Kevin was the N1.
That's right.
He was the N1.
Haggerty.
Oh, good shot.
hands by Diamande. And now Boop able to grab it.
Open court, John.
Diamande.
Nice. Oh, he hung in the air. Great pass by A.J. Debonsa. That's like hockey 4-on-4. You give A.J. that much room, good stuff's going to happen.
Haggerty gets it to the corner in Johnson. And now Nate will try from deep. And that wouldn't fall.
A.J. has done this all year. He's the point guard in transition.
Davis inside and the easy left-hand layup. Toss up ahead. Kostic thought about it. Now Johnson inside off the glass and in.
Really good job by Nate Johnson. He jump stopped. He waited for Cater to react, and then he reacted to the reaction.
Rob Wright still getting medical attention on his mouth, we believe.
Let's go back and watch A.J. John. He's got 32, but as we've said before, so much of what he does is being a great teammate. And a great look right there. There's the double team. Watch the cut by Moo Davis to the rim. And without Rob Wright right now, it's all A.J. Debonsa. He's the engine.
Nate Johnson just picked up the foul, by the way, and that is his 4th. So Kennard Davis at the line. And Moo a little too strong. BYU with the #1 recruit in the country coming into the year, and A.J. Debonsa. He's lived up to the hype. They just signed a big-time recruit #6.
Yep, Bruce Branch, young man from Phoenix. I got a chance to watch him at the Dame Lillard Zero camp. Formula Zero is the name of the camp. Dame Lillard runs it, and he's a special talent.
Jones inside, feeds, Manning, couple of ball fakes, left hand.
I mean, this guy hasn't come out of the game yet. Look at his energy. Look at
Debonsa, and he'll go to the line, and he'll shoot 2. Here's the other part. He hasn't come out of the game. Fran, the ball's been in his hands a lot.
I know.
It's not like he's standing off to the side playing every minute.
Listen, I would have no qualms about taking him #1. You know, Peterson, hey, Darren Peterson, we're going to see him in 2 nights. He played 30 minutes, the other 29 minutes. He looks like he's back. He had 27 and 29 minutes. Cam Boozer, I mean, Jiminy Christmas. You talk about consistency, and then you throw in Caleb Wilson, Kingston Flemings, Darius Acuff, Braden Burries. What a top of the draft.
I would also add, and if I could steal your Jiminy Christmas, I think A.J. Debonsa needed to be the player of the year in the league.
Yes.
That is no disrespect to a Jaden Bradley that we both love.
I get it. I get it. And I think you're right, John. And I think because the coaches voted A.J. Freshman of the Year, but that's not fair because Kevin Durant was Player of the Year.
Debonsa with Haggerty on his hip. Debonsa into the paint, hangs. Oh, it almost went down. A.J. Debonsa will shoot 2. When we come back, he's got 34, and BYU is up 10. Still to come at the conclusion of BYU and Kansas State. Tad Boyle and Colorado will take on Oklahoma State. Anthony Roy, their leading scorer. as the Pokes try and come up with a win against the Buffaloes. That's coming up in the neighborhood of 9:30 Eastern time.
Seems like forever, but the Pokes once won the Big 12 tournament back-to-back in 03-04. Coached by the great Eddie Sutton, now in the Naismith Hall of Fame. And Steve Lutz trying to recreate the historic magic.
Yeah, and for Colorado, they've got an outstanding freshman in Isaiah Johnson, who broke Alec Burks' freshman record.
Yes.
We get a chance to see Alec Burks back in the day playing for Colorado, and I mean, that is no small feat. Alec Burks was a heck of a college player. I think he played 14 years in the league.
Yes, he did. And Tad Boyle has put a bunch of guys since then in the NBA. Spencer Dinwiddie, KJ Simpson, Tristan Da Silva with the Magic.
DeBonsa now with 35. How about this? It's his 6th 35-point game this year, and that is the most in a season in Big 12 history, surpassing Michael Beasley and Trae Young.
I love your sense of history.
Johnson, the kick out. Biggest lead of the game as that shot was deflected. And DeBonsa, he just does not stop. The energy as he backs down and kicks to the corner. Davis got it.
Great job. A good screen on that backside. A set play coming out of the timeout. And as good a scorer as he's been tonight. A.J. DeBonsa dropping dimes too, doing it all.
Lou Davis, all 15 of his points in the second half. And that one off a great feed from A.J. DeBonsa.
He's going to have so much space at the next level. And you'll see right here, you see where those blue jerseys are. They come and double him. Look at all the purple in the lane. And when you're playing in the NBA with stars and shooters, he's going to do this quite often. He has a great feel for the game.
And there is Ace Anise with the hat on. He is loving it.
Tell you, they've raised a great young man. We've gotten to talk to Ace throughout the year. And this is a kid that did not like basketball. He liked Spider-Man.
That's right. Well, who doesn't like Spider-Man?
We all like Spider-Man, but Ace wanted him to play basketball. So what happened? He found a little Spider-Man hoop.
Yep.
And that got this thing all started.
Yep. Yeah, he loved the basket, the Spider-Man basket, and that helped get things going. A Spider-Man hoop.
You told me he's playing like Superman.
Yeah, no question. Give off here, Diamande, as DeBonsa gets it back. He's got 36. DeBonsa with Johnson on him. Oh, they're lucky no foul called there. Diamande short. Haggerty kicks up ahead. Kostic tried to go left hand. Might have gotten a little too cute.
He got spooked. He got spooked by number 3 in white.
Diamande that missed all of it, and Boop is there for the bucket.
Oh no, that was an assist. But I'll tell you what, does Boop play hard?
He does.
Yep.
Johnson crossover off the window, a little bit strong. Now, Rob Wright has not returned. No Wright, no problem for BYU here in the second half. And Davis, oh my goodness, and a putback from Boop.
Not only does he attack the offensive glass, I just love the guy's smile and energy. Changed the game Saturday night against Texas Tech.
Castillo inside, puts it home.
Pretty move. David Castillo, his parents are from New York City. Dad's a petroleum engineer, and that's why they live in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Petroleum capital of the country.
Queta inside, flips it in. By the way, Boop with a dozen rebounds tonight. That's a career high for Hadim. Castillo lost the handle. Diamande tries to take it away from him. Loose ball, out of bounds. BYU basketball.
Well, Kevin Young is looking for some athletic defenders and guys that'll crash the offensive glass. Watch Boop right here. Little tip in. Boop. Gets rewarded. Boop. We're going to start doing that, and it'll get annoying.
I think we shouldn't. 94-75 BYU.
One thing I've learned through the years, John, is take advantage of the great advice you give me.
Jabonsa gets into the paint.
Oh, that's 2 fouls.
And he knocks it down. Yeah. He's got 38.
Uh-oh. What's that mean?
Well, he has set the Big 12 tournament record for a freshman, and as well, he has set the record for most field goals in a single game in tournament history. Great look up ahead. And Jabonsa feeds Diamande, and it is all BYU. Jabonsa with 38, 9, and 6. And a 22-4 run in the last 5:30. Oh, AJ going to work on Nate Johnson, making history here at T-Mobile Center. Most points in a Big 12 tournament game by any freshman. It is AJ Jabonsa. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. All BYU here tonight, despite a nice night from Kansas State's Nate Johnson. The story has been A.J. Jabonsa, 38 points, most ever for a freshman in Big 12 tourney history, and then 15 made field goals, 15 to 21.
Yeah, but if you haven't, and of course the NBA guys have seen this all season, and there are a lot of them here tonight because of the prolific amount of talent, but I'm not sure you're going to see a better performance than what we've seen in the opening round. And right now, as we chronicle, no Rob Wright, he's still in the locker room. And John, at some point, not yet, but I'd say at the 2-minute mark, you got to get him out. They're not going to lose the game. You don't want him getting hurt. Problem for BYU right now is they don't have a point guard.
Jones from D. And that rolls home. C.J. Jones with the triple. Bošković. Did they just get that foul on?
It was inside. It might have been Haggerty because AJ had a big smile on his face because Haggerty switched on to him and he got fouled, and I think it's because of what Kevin Young came out of the timeout running. We've seen AJ and Kevin. They have a great relationship. Kevin, of course, a whisperer to guys like Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons in Philly. Longtime assistant who was destined, John, to be an NBA head coach. But because of his ties to BYU, his wife's a graduate. He's in the Church of Latter-day Saints. This became a great opportunity for him to become a head coach.
How about Jabonsa with 40 here tonight? And nice move to the basket. And Elias Rupiak,
young man who played in Germany last year. Interesting story, 2 of his teammates were players who were rivals of Kansas State. Remember David McCormick?
Sure.
And you remember Matt Thomas?
Yeah, absolutely.
Iowa State and Kansas? Yeah, they were his teammates last year.
Castillo going to work inside. Left hand wouldn't go. And Elias Rupiak will go to the line.
He was a role player in the highest German league, so he played with professional players the way Ivan Karchenkov did. He was in Berlin, the young man Elias at the line. You know, Karchenkov told me something interesting when we were in Tucson, John. He said one of the guys that kept pushing and pushing and pushing Tommy Lloyd on Karchenkov was Elias Harris, who was a tremendous player at Gonzaga and one of those early international guys from Germany.
That Tommy recruited.
Yeah, and he was teammates with Ivan. There he goes, coming out.
What a night for the freshman, A.J. Dybantsa. He has most certainly lived up to the billing, quite possibly could be the #1 pick in the draft. And a proud dad looking on.
Yep, and again, I'll just emphasize everything you hear about him is, aside from the talent, a great teammate.
Yeah, and he is a worker, no question. So BYU has scored 100. Only Kansas has scored more in a Big 12 tourney game, and BYU has 2.5 minutes to break that mark. Marcus Johnson rebounds the miss for K-State. Johnson way downtown, got it.
Young man, that transfer from Bowling Green started at Division II.
Bošković lost his footing.
So let me just make this statement because Kansas State's going to have a new coach. It's a really good job. They have great fan support. Obviously, they've won in recent years. They got to the Elite Eight. Matt Driscoll has done his best to keep this team together. Just wish them all the best of luck as they move forward. Because, John, we've been in Manhattan when that Octagon of Doom is rocking.
Absolutely.
And when it's rocking, it's one of the great venues in college basketball.
Yeah, Bramlage can really rock. There's no question.
And one other thing, Matt Driscoll took a little heat for always praising Jerome Tang after these recent press conferences. And I would say, given their friendship that goes back 20 plus years, give me a break.
He's godfather to Jerome Tang's daughter.
Yeah, give me a break. So,
yeah, their connection, their bond is very strong.
Exactly.
And a foul on Elias Rupiek. Fran, we're going to deliver a Phillips 66 player of the game. Would you like to take a guess on who it's going to be?
I'm going to let you decide this.
Okay.
I'm going to let you.
I
handle
appreciate
it.
that.
Yes.
It's that guy, A.J. Dybantsa, our Phillips 66 player of the game. Big 12 tournament freshman record with 40 to go along with it. 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He had his hands in everything. Sit next to their assistant coach, John Linehan, former Providence Friar.
Yep. Who once had the NCAA record for steals.
Yeah.
Out of Chester, Pennsylvania. We're emptying the whole sack tonight, John, here in the last minute.
Johnson, and that one off the mark. Rupiek with a rebound. Kostic. Loose ball, Diamande. And the alley-oop to Bošković wouldn't work. Here's McGregor trying to beat Johnson.
Freshman,
left it all.
I mean, we had him on senior night.
Inside, and Jones able to hit.
I think Kevin Young's going to run a play here for somebody to get a shot.
Kostic, got it.
There you go. Hey, John, that's 105. That's the most points ever scored in a Big 12 game. In a tournament game.
Marcus Johnson hitting. Well, you said early this one had a little bit of an NBA feel to it. Back and forth we went. The ball going in the basket a lot here tonight. Both these teams shooting 50% or better. McGregor couldn't hit. Jared McGregor, whose late dad Mark was an All-American swimmer at BYU. How about Marcus Johnson?
Well, he's not the Marcus Johnson I remember growing up, but not a bad representation.
Driscoll and Kevin Young embrace. What a performance by A.J. DeBonsa, the freshman star from Brockton, Massachusetts, with 40 points. Tournament record for a freshman in this Big 12 tourney. Let's check out the brackets now. So BYU advances, and they will take on West Virginia, and that'll be tomorrow night at 7 Eastern on ESPN 2. Still to come, Colorado and Oklahoma State. The winner of that one will play TCU tomorrow night.
West Virginia beat BYU just a couple weeks ago, so we might see a little bit of a revenge factor in that game.
What a night for BYU. The Cougars get 40 from their prize freshmen and advance to the quarters. A.J. DeBonsa standing by with Angel Gray.
Well, AJ, I think you handled your first trip to the Big 12 tournament rather well, making some history. You had the most points scored by a freshman passing Kevin Durant. Tell me what zone you're in. How does that feel to hear that?
Out of all people, that's special. But, you know, I just thank my teammates. I was hitting some shots, hitting some threes. I just want to stay aggressive. And we're trying to go far in this tournament.
You made some history. Your team made some history. This is the most points scored by a team in the Big 12 tournament. How does that feel knowing that everything is firing on all cylinders?
It feels good. I mean, we're trusting each other. You know, we like the term punish the shift. If they're over helping, we want to punish that shift. We want to hit shots. Mook came up big. Dom was active tonight, and it was just a good win.
Not done yet. What are some things that you liked about how you guys performed that needs to be carried over in the rest of this tournament?
Our second half energy. I think in the first half we kind of let up. We were only up by 1 by halftime, but our second half energy.
It was fun to watch. Thanks so much for your time, AJ.
Thank you.
A.J. DeBonsa with 40, and BYU puts 105 on the board. And they get past Kansas State 105-91. We'll be back in about 20 minutes to bring you Colorado and Oklahoma State on ESPN Plus. For Angel Gray, Fran Fraschilla, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching the Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament, brought to you by Phillips 66.